All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Ooh, Tuesday morning filming. We're back in the saddle.
Back home.
Yes, sir. I mean, did we film last week?
Yeah, last week was 2 weeks off.
Okay, yeah, we had the 2 weeks off the wedding. Not talking about that again.
Yeah.
It's been a great week for me just because I got back into the mix with streaming on VALORANT, which has been a lot of fun. I don't know why I decided to start grinding VALORANT again right when Counter-Strike 2 is about to drop, but you know. It's transferable in some way or another.
Solo queuing, too.
Yeah. Oh, man. The solo queue grind, like, people keep asking me, why aren't you playing with a duo or why aren't you playing with anybody else? I'm like, man, you have no idea how much mental turmoil I dealt with when I would queue with others because sometimes it'd be people around my rank and then sometimes I'd play with Tarek for sure. And everybody was boosted. I'm like, dude, I'm going to do this by my damn self. It's going to take a while,
Yeah.
but I'm going to do this by my damn self. I've been messing around with new equipment. I've tried, well, you set up the 360 hertz Zowie BenQ monitor, which has been unbelievable. I went from 27 inches down to 24 because I switched to the 27-inch 1440p for Warzone 2 when it dropped. And that was great because the details and the art in that game, it's just kind of hard to see people in the distance. I'm like, dude, I got glasses and they're prescription, but I still can't see these motherfuckers that Symphony's pinging. That guy's eagle eye. But the 27-inch 1440p helped.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like I actually forgot that I went from 24 to 27 for so long. And then when I was looking for a new monitor, I'm like, let me give this a shot again. I just feel like I can shoot straighter on this 24-inch.
Well, they have the monitor you have. I didn't realize Mason was explaining it to me a little bit over the weekend because he just got like the Asus version of your Asus version of your BenQ, where it's basically just like motion blur reduction.
Yeah,
which like for him, he was saying on his it equates to like almost like 1,000 hertz as to like what it's actually doing, not the output, but like with how much it's limiting on your like the frame like. It's above my pay grade here, but
yeah, I got to be honest with you. I think I'm more confused now than when we started talking.
New innovations.
What he was talking about with the 1,000, not to cut you off, the 1,000 hertz. It's something that NVIDIA just rolled out.
Okay,
like it's a new software capability that's only it only works with like 4 monitors on the market right now. But he's like, yeah, dude, I'm getting like 1,000. Fuck if I know.
Anyways,
he's in the thick of it.
Point being. Your monitors are dope.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, we just got 360 hertz, and you're over here with like NVIDIA cheat coding out here. Somebody should do a PC check on this motherfucker. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Many other things.
I walked into his room when we went over to Jack's house, and I saw him playing Warzone. I'm like, yeah, man, I don't know how you do this, brother.
Bro,
it was fun. A lot of people hated Warzone 2 when it first launched in comparison to the original Warzone. And I understood where a lot of the feedback and criticism came from, but I had fun first couple months. I mean, I was grinding every day. I was up at like 5 a.m., start the stream. Yeah, it was very enjoyable. I mean, what do I wish the movement was a little bit more fluid and they shouldn't have got rid of like slide canceling and a bunch of other stuff. I don't want to talk about it because there's going to be things that I forget and I don't want to sound like an idiot, but Valorant, I'm all in right now. I'm all in.
What rank are you right now?
I'm Diamond 1, okay? So I haven't played for the last like 2 or 3 acts, and I think that equates to, it's probably less, probably more, a year. I haven't really played Valorant for a year. I would occasionally get into like the range or just a deathmatch and shoot around maybe like once a month.
Just getting on there buying bundles.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. They have so many great skin bundles. You got to log in and buy those things because the amount of time that I waited to get my RGX Vandal, it was hell on earth. I was buying literally everything every single day, and it still took me like a month and a half to get RGX. We're not doing this again.
I'm laughing because I was sitting out in the bullpen with Gabe, and he's like, I was mad, and I'm like, oh no, he's streaming. He's like, oh, the new Vandals came out. Do you think he bought them? I'm like, I don't know. Like, we fire your stream up. It's like 8:30 in the morning. You've got the new Vandal. I'm like, what am I thinking? Of course he's got it.
Well, here's the problem with the champion skin too. I don't know what's going on if they changed the upgrading system, because normally if you upgrade a knife or a Vandal, all the way to like level 4, so you get the finisher, it'll automatically attach it to your gun. You don't have to choose the level like you can do with like the Ion Karambit. People say if you upgrade it, make sure you set it to the base level because the animation or the light or how it comes out and swinging around when you inspect is better. So I bought the Champions bundle and I'm playing Team Deathmatch. I'm like, man, I just got like 8 fucking kills in a row. This gun, it sounds like a default Vandal. I got no effects happening on my gun. I sat there scratching my head for an entire day because I played like Team Deathmatch for 3 hours off stream on Sunday. I just chalked it up. I don't know what's going on. I get into ranked. I thought it might have been a Team Deathmatch problem. Still nothing. Then I started streaming. They're like, why didn't you upgrade your gun? I'm like, what do you mean? I did, bro. You know how many radiant points I spent on this fucking thing? And turns out you got to set the level. So the Vandal's actually great. It's got a nice thud for the audio. The effects on it are great. I don't like the, what is it, like a kunai? I don't know how to pronounce it. The knife is whatever, but there's some great knives on this game. I got a bone to pick with Valorant, though, and Riot. Let me tell you guys something. It is maddening. Now, look, I brought solo queue upon myself. I know I complained towards the latter half of the stream just because I've been live for like 7 hours. I'm fully tilted. Blood sugar's out of sync. Everything's going wrong. But Riot and their hidden MMR is going to make me lose my mind. Brother, I was in the bathroom before we started filming. I'm like, I got to explain this the right way. I will match MVP with players in the lobby that are Diamond 3, Ascendant 1, and then I'll lose 20 RR after we lose. Okay?
Well, how much are you getting when you match MVP?
Brother, that's the problem. I will match MVP with the same ranks, and they'll give me like 14 RR. I'm like, guys, what is going on?
It's actually fucked. When you went like 5-0, that I think it was on your birthday, and you're getting like 12 to 13, you're dropping like 30 kills. I'm like, okay, this is actually fucked.
They have to figure out a way to reduce the disparity between, or the dispersion, whatever the word might be.
Yeah.
For this hidden MMR and the RR that you get. Like, there's no world where I should have a Brimstone that went 0-14 and I match MVP'd and I still lost like 20 RR. It drives me crazy. I feel like 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. So I've seen a lot of people talk about that throughout the years. I wonder if they'll ever change it because ranked Valorant really is so much fun, at least for me personally. But there are a lot of things that just frustrate the hell out of me.
Yeah. I was thinking about this too, because I mean 80% of the time I'm licking walls on Valorant. We've talked about the amount of games I play, but and by no means do I have any room to complain here, as I'm just like firing up Valorant for the first time in a year myself, playing and just getting fucking dunked on the entire time. But I think what actually makes me rage even more, and I never understood this until playing Counter-Strike and just their matchmaking where you can't see your rank, seeing my rank and my RR just like descend is what I think drives me into madness. Or if you're, the fact that you can see you're on a rank up game and then like, you know, you got a guy that leaves like 3 rounds in and you're ready to just break your computer.
Yeah.
I think that might be like the biggest contributor to why I just rage off Valorant every time.
I hear you. I think you could look at it the other way too, where I actually like, and maybe it's because I stream when I know there's a rank up game, there's more on the line. But as soon as some bullshit happens, somebody disconnects or my teammates should be checked into a psych ward, then it is pretty discouraging and demotivating.
Yeah, but those headshot sounds.
Yeah, Valorant, it really is just so much fun. I wish there was a way to counteract the anger that a lot of teammates have when you insta-lock, but at the rank that I'm playing, I tell the stream, you know, when I get to Immortal, if I do, I plan to, I hope I can, I'm not going to sit here and think like, oh, I should be the insta-lock duelist, but at Diamond, which is like the old plat right now, I don't trust none of these guys. The last 4 hours of the stream yesterday, I had 4 straight games of insta-lock Jets, which normally I'm like, Wango, man, somebody's confident on Jet. That means this guy's got to be shooting dude, they went like 7 and 20, 8 and 21. I'm like, hold on, man. Maybe we should get on smokes.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing too. Like,
maybe we should fill.
The fact that you can't pivot your strategy like mid-game is another frustration. I don't know why I'm just airing out my frustrations. I mean, aside from the fact that I just can't shoot, but the fact that like if you're running, like you get stuck on smokes or you fail, like you can't change how you play at any point.
Yeah, and then they want you to grab bomb too, and you got to play off your teammates. Oh, God. Some games you got comms, some games you don't have comms, and some games you have comms and you're fucking begging these people to stop talking. It's wild, actually. Dude, I cannot believe how viral that clip went of this kid trying, and every comment was the same. He wanted to go band for band with Nadeshot. I'm like, first of all, I think I might be too old because I've never heard this phrase used before.
That's how people get riot buddies. Are you dumb?
Brother, I'll tell you what. You think you know a lot about the world, but clearly you don't. Just shut the fuck up, go plant the bomb, and play the game. Yeah, you know a lot, huh? Yeah?
Bro's talking about
We
knowing
can
the
compare
world.
bank accounts right now if that's what you want to.
Bro's talking about the world as he's 30 playing Valorant.
Compare
Bro.
whatever you want to compare in life.
Yeah?
But he's talking about the real world as he's 30 playing Valorant.
Bro, you're definitely white trash, and you definitely grew up in the suburbs, okay?
30 seconds left.
I want to hear it.
Bro's got nothing to say.
Bro literally knows shit about life.
But this kid laid into my shit, and that clip ended up on TikTok. It is so bizarre when I'm scrolling TikTok, and I don't do it as much as I used to. But when I come up on my own For You page, I'm like, what the fuck? Hold on. This is like an Inception.
Yeah.
I feel like Leo.
You're like, oh shit, what I
not
say?
as successful, uglier, a lot less money. But I do feel like him for a moment.
Same vape habit though.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. But yeah, this kid laid into me, and it took a lot to show some restraint. I just, I told this to the stream. The one thing that I've actually carried with me quite a bit is if you get into an argument on the internet, Hector always told me, don't bring up money. I mean, for the most part, everybody knows if you're arguing with a specific person that everybody knows as well. Like, there's no need to flex. And I've tried, and I'm not trying to sound like a martyr, sound more humble than I actually am, but, I don't need to sit here for my own. I don't have any insecurities around like what people believe or what they know about my own personal level of success. So this kid was just out in the ether, just throwing daggers. And it was funny because as soon as he found out who I was, these guys didn't talk for the entire second half of the game.
Oh, really?
And I'll tell you what, that kid was a bitch, but that his raise was an even bigger bitch. That guy was glazing. Dude, he sounded like a sidekick.
Yeah.
Just like gassing up everything this guy would say. I'm like, bro, you're not, this isn't even creative. Like, your shit talk isn't even creative in any way.
Yeah.
Just immediately just brought up bank accounts.
Well, that's the thing. That's like if you do got bans, you shouldn't be bringing it up because that's just low hanging fruit.
Guy was definitely right though. I did grow up in the suburbs.
Yeah. He's like explaining your whole life, and you're like, shit, I just low-key got cooked. Like,
Yeah, I'm looking at my list. I'm like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
This guy's,
Looking at my bingo book, I'm like, oh, I don't have a comeback for that one. Fuck.
yeah, he had me pegged for sure.
Yeah.
But,
Hey, you don't punch down though. You don't
every
punch
clip
down.
though, as I have had so many comments and tweets and in the chat, it's all people want to talk about. So, hey, I'll take it.
Yeah, fuck it.
I love Valorant.
Kind of crazy too. You're up. I mean, you're concurrent. Like you've been what, like 4 or 5K.
Bro, I don't know what the fuck's going on, man. Like I've had 4,000 or 5,000 people every day watching me play Val, and it's weird to me that I can take so much time away and still have people show up. So I feel pretty lucky and blessed for that to be the case.
Yeah.
But the solo queue, it's the last thing I'll say on the Valorant topic. I'm sure something will pop up in my brain that I want to talk about later. But the solo queue is actually kind of fun because you are really, all the things that we complained about, it is kind of fun to play roulette with your teammates. You really just don't know who you're going to get.
Yeah.
Some games is pleasant, some games is not. And no matter what, it's entertaining. But yeah, man, I had to stop myself from playing Valorant for so long over the last year when I haven't played because my brain, I just get laser focused on one thing. We've talked about this before, whether it's photography, golf, Valorant. I'm definitely in that Valorant arc right now, but it's just refreshing to have a game that's so competitive that I can play by myself and not have to worry about anything else. So I love Valorant. Good job, Riot. You guys doing great things. Man, I thought I was going to come in here with my brain firing, but there's been a couple times where I've been searching for words. I almost forgot Jen's name earlier, who's just like the one person you can't. She's a chief content officer.
Well,
it's a right-hand man.
You were late, so
I was late.
maybe your system's thrown off. First 5-10 minutes is where we get calibrated.
I had to stop at the gas station to get Zins. Worked out at 6, came home 7:10. Drink a hydration vegan powder. Took a shower. Haley made the smoothie and bought to-go cups with straws.
Oh, that's a home smoothie with the thick straw.
Yeah, brother.
Those straws.
This is elite.
Okay, if people don't understand, I don't think people understand how big of a difference a straw makes. So we're gonna put people on real quick. Go get the thick straws.
I completely agree about that.
You get a milkshake from anywhere, like use your own straw. You go get a milkshake at McDonald's, In-N-Out, whatever. Bring your own straw. It'll change the entire quality and experience of the milkshake. Swear to God.
No, brother, I repost. I mean, now they changed it, but
Yeah.
Haley has like glass straws that have little turtles on them, and then she'll have these metal straws.
Glass straws are tough because you ever get that right in your front tooth?
Oh yeah, every time I whack it, I think I broke a veneer. I'm like, this is the one. This is the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I never thought about it. The thick straws make a big difference, bro. I'd be sitting there at my stream setup with this thick ass smoothie, just using the straw as a spoon.
Yeah.
Mouth wide open, like a baby bird ready for some regurgitation.
You're having Haley muck it up in her mouth for it.
Yeah, we love the regurgitation.
That's gonna
Here,
be.
you want to suck on this while I suck on yours? Let me see that thing.
Hang on.
Joe bought a vape at my wedding, and somehow it's still kicking, so I'm getting like a little after effects here.
Well, I remember I was deathly hungover, preparing for a 5.5 hour drive back, and I'm like, the vape's on like the. Oh Jesus! Not.
Line.
Dresser, the dresser that the
You're doing great. Did you there? All right, Spencer.
if I recall correctly,
I do recall, I do declare that Joe.
it was on the dresser. It was on the dresser, and my girlfriend's like, "Oh, you don't want to like take that back, like save it for when we go and drink?" I'm like, "Absolutely not." She's like, "All right, well, I'm gonna take it." So then I got busted out last weekend for boozing, and then sure enough, Sunday afternoon, I got the vape. She's like, "Oh, do you have it? Like, do you want me to take it?" I'm like, "No, I'm keeping it." Like,
Chandler's so much smarter than you.
just been sucking that thing down, and it's still kicking. I don't know why.
Well, you went to a music festival this past weekend, right?
I did.
How'd that go?
Went to Head in the Clouds with our CFO Jayton. We were all just sitting at lunch.
Which
And
one I still have no idea how or why he was there.
I mean,
It's not a bad thing. I think it's amazing because we had an activation there, right?
yeah, we did some stuff. Brooke was there and Cryo was there as well, doing stuff for AT&T. But yeah, I think we kind of roped Jason into coming because he's like, "Oh yeah, like I can get tickets for us, whatever. If you guys want to go," and we're like, "Sure," good little bonding experience. And I think he had been busy all day, and the next morning he was like, "Yeah, I was up at 6, like I had to take care of the baby all day."
Yeah, I'm sure he's ready to booze a little bit now that
get away from the kid.
the baby's here.
Yeah, exactly. Go let off a little steam. But yeah, we ended up going. There's a few of us. Brandon.
Sorry.
Jesus Christ.
Well, listen, bro. I'm trying to. I've like truly. I'll talk about it in a sec. You can finish your story.
But yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, Brandon from the Project X team does our NFTs as well. Kat from High Ground, Sarah from HR, myself, and a couple other people all went. I didn't know a single artist aside from Zed. So got to hear some new music. Got way too hammered off some like Cherry Blossom. They had like a 2-hour open bar thing because Johnny Walker was sponsoring it. So I went from just like drinking vodka and I had some mimosas, some bottomless mimosas at brunch. And then I started double fisting some double Johnny Walker drinks for about 2 hours.
Oh my god!
Then capped it off with a couple of vodka Red Bulls.
What the fuck? You didn't sneak no juvie in there?
I had no juvie. he poured in the storm. Actually, the vodka Red Bulls were just handed to me at the end of the night. They sent me over the edge.
Yeah, look, I'm not knocking points off your score for drinking vodka Red Bulls. When in Rome, if it's there, it's there.
When in Rome, and then I was horizontal in the Uber back. I was like dying, just like feet up, like I brought Brooke and Shelby, her assistant, back home, got them out of there, and we're chatting, and I'm like literally like,
why is this Suburban driving sideways? How
literally
are they doing that?
I'm like laying down like this, and Brooke is like Brooke and Shelby are talking. I'm like, oh yeah, that's crazy. Like, that's nuts.
That's
like,
the default NPC reply, dude. If anybody ever says to you, that's crazy, trust me, they don't want to listen to anything you're saying.
It's like when you send me your Valorant highlights.
Hey, got to.
I'm like, well, bro, that's crazy.
Listen, I literally like part of your responsibilities at work is just to watch the things that I know nobody else cares about. It's like I show a Valorant clip to Haley and she's like stoked about it, but she don't understand a lick of what just happened. I'm like, honey.
No, I do like
them. Let me send this to Joe.
I've been razzing you a couple times on them. I don't want you to think I don't like them.
Well, listen, I was on a new sense and I just started beaming. I had to show that off.
Oh, 100%.
Like somebody's got to see this.
Yeah. But
if I put this on Twitter, they're gonna say, "All right, that was kind of mid." But if I show it to you,
yeah, I'm like, wow.
I'm like fucking Michael Jordan, dude, playing with a AAU high school basketball team.
Like, yo, Nadeshot, you're my hero, bro. Can I get an autograph?
Do people when they go to? So look, man, I don't do drugs. I don't care if you believe me or not. I don't have a problem with drugs. Yeah, I saw a tweet the other week. People talk about cocaine, like in LA and New York. Let me tell you, it is more common than marijuana, I swear to God. But I have never partaken. It's not for me. I never really liked antibiotics as a kid. My mom had trouble with medication. It was a whole thing.
Yeah, you won't even take your SIBO medicine because you think you're going to lose your hearing.
Dog, I have like 50% hearing in both of my ears. Okay. And then they're telling me to take this fucking thing that not only does it like rearrange the enzymes in my liver or some crazy shit, they're like nuking my stomach and my small intestine. But it also says that it can cause permanent hearing loss. I'm like, I'm already down bad. I'm not going to double down on these pills. I've been living with SIBO for like the last 10 years. I'm like, I'd rather burp 100 times a day than lose any more ability to hear.
All right, that's fair. But
it also dawned on me, though, that I heard probably like 8 years ago, randomly, that Q-tips are really bad for your ear canals and just everything going on in here.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I don't want to do anything bad that's close to the brain. There's a lot of important stuff happening. So, dude, I've never, in the last 8 to 10, I've never cleaned my ears. So I'm like, should I go into the doctor and just have them flush it out? Ever seen the TikTok videos of like a spider crawling out? Maybe I got some eggs in there blocking the hole. The holes, plural. That's not the only thing. No.
That's not the only thing blocking my ears. Sorry.
But it's neither here or there.
God damn it.
I want to talk about Logan Paul, man.
Anyways, yeah.
I want to talk about Logan Paul and Jake Paul. Logan Paul is an unbelievable athlete. What he has done in the last 2 years in the WWE is actually jaw-dropping, mind-boggling. I mean, I knew Jake and Logan. It's like when they started doing this boxing shtick, they obviously had a lot of people that were outwardly hating. But I actually tipped the cap because those guys were really good athletes in high school. Like Logan Paul and Jake, they played football, wrestling, like real wrestling. And they were like state. I don't know if they ever won like a state championship, but they were up at the top competing at the highest level. And so they obviously do all the boxing matches, break the fucking records on social, pay-per-view buys. I mean, it's pretty incredible. And then this guy starts doing WWE, and all of a sudden I'm watching this guy do a swanton bomb. It looks like a 10-year veteran on the WWE, WWF. That's when I watch it. I loved the WWF as a kid. I watch it every single Thursday SmackDown, Monday Night Raw. My dad would never buy the pay-per-views, but I heard they were great. Sometimes I'd go to a friend's house and watch it. But to see what he has done and what he continues to do and how comfortable and natural he looks in the ring, I don't know how you can't tip the cap. I tweeted about this yesterday, and then I had like 1,000 replies, but he scammed NFTs. I'm like, dude, There is no way in hell. Look, if it happened, I don't know the circumstances and the the nuance and the details of it. So for people that lost money, I got nothing to do with it, and I'm sorry that happened. I really am. No bullshit.
CoffeeZilla's about to come for your ass.
But look, dude, there's no way that Logan Paul went in, at least from my perspective, and I could be absolutely wrong. Maybe this guy's an absolute menace, and I'm unaware. But when I met him, he seemed really nice. Did his podcast. For the most part, this guy's already making so much money. There's no way that he just decided to put his name and reputation on the line for a couple $1 million to scam people NFTs. Mm-hmm. Whether it happened or not, I'm sorry. But at least how I sort of rationalize in my head, it's like there's no way this guy anticipated that this was going to be the plan. This was the goal. So beyond that, good luck. NFTs, don't trust nobody. It's like the Wild Wild West, dude. You get caught out, you kind of have to hold the L on that one. It's like, all right, it's an emerging,
most speculative,
uncharted territory.
Yeah,
but I digress. Logan Paul, fucking pretty crazy.
With all of that being said, when that guy gets on a rope, he can fly.
Yeah, he really can, dude.
He can fucking fly. I gotta say too, same thing. Like, it's clean. The moves are clean, and he's jumping like 10 to 20 feet, like doing this shit. I mean, these guys are athletes. Great. I mean, they're all roided out and shit. I don't know about him, but
I wouldn't be surprised if he got on the juice for a little bit, just to get into shape. But
yeah, clean it up. But I mean, it is really impressive, honestly. Like, just to jump into that, and yeah, I mean, he's an athlete,
dude. And Jake Paul. Listen, I'm not gonna sit here and talk like I watch a ton of boxing, or I've watched the big fights over the course of my 30 years on this earth. I have, but I don't know 31. Shit about boxing. But all I know is, with my very inexperienced eye, he looks good in the ring. I mean, man, I get the argument that, oh, he's only fought like washed up UFC fighters. I get that, but where I'm sitting, I'm like, dude, what? I don't care if these motherfuckers are at the tail end of their career. I would never have the balls to just pick up boxing 3 years ago, and then all of a sudden I'm fighting Nate Diaz, who had some of the wildest UFC battles I've ever seen with Conor McGregor. And he fought Anderson Silva, right?
Yeah.
Anderson Silva used to be a killer. So I get they might be past their prime, and mixed martial arts is wildly different than boxing. I know this. Very different game, very different when it comes to, the testicles, Jesus, technical aspects of the sport. I get it. But the fact that he's stepping into the ring with these guys, I tip the cap, because I would never have the balls to do it.
Also, I mean, at the end of the day, boxing is just purely about entertainment.
It is.
It's a showman sport. And he is making a fuck ton of money and drawing a fuck ton of attention to the sport. So you got to tip the cap for that, too. I saw on DraftKings the Jake Paul Nate Diaz fight was the second most bet on boxing match of all time on DraftKings.
Well, he's got Drake posting Instagram stories about his betting line. I mean, I just have so much respect for what they've done, because Logan Paul literally made a vlog with a suicide victim in the background, and everybody hated him.
Yeah.
Jake Paul was like a cringe Disney YouTuber, content house. And listen, I don't knock content houses, clearly. But, people hated Jake Paul. And sometimes he says some really dumb shit. But to go from two of probably the most hated people on the internet to now just making tens of millions of dollars fighting UFC fighters in the ring. Fought Tommy Fury, who I know he's not Tyson Fury, and I know people talk about his record and the people that he's boxed, and he's not really like a championship boxer as well. But, bro, he could have won that fight. He didn't look bad.
Yeah.
He was keeping up. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I love them personally. I don't think they're egregiously bad people, and I don't think that they're walking saints straight out the Bible, but I respect the lane that they've carved for themselves, and got to tip the cap.
Yeah, certainly.
Certainly.
I actually, it's not going to make You've never heard this joke before. Never mind.
There's no way that you have a joke that you use often that I haven't heard.
Well, there's like a bit. My roommate and I like love. We just laugh at.
Yeah, maybe we. Actually, I'm sorry that I asked.
Yeah. Kendrick Perkins on ESPN. There's a bit of him talking about Bradley Beal, and he's like, "I'm never gonna tell a young man to not go get his money." And I'm like, you know what, Perk? I gotta respect that. It's the same thing with the Paul brothers. Like, they're doing their thing, and you gotta respect the fact that they're in business and this is their career, and they're out just to make money, and they're certainly not saints, but yeah, that's
fuck it, dude.
Yeah.
Respect the grind.
Yeah.
What else?
I wake up every day, scream for 8 hours, go home, film a YouTube video.
This Fousey shit is pretty wild though too.
What shit?
Fousey tube, you know Fousey?
Nah.
Oh, you don't know anything about this?
No.
All right, so Fousey was like an OG YouTuber. I consider that era kind of OG now with how things have sort of unraveled and played out over the last 10 years. But back when I was making videos full time, Fousey was as well. He was like vlogging every single day with like Casey and, you know, whatever. And clearly struggles with mental health. I think, I could be wrong, so don't quote me on this, but I think he's been diagnosed with bipolar disorder. There's something serious that he has to deal with every single day. And I don't walk in those shoes, so I don't know what it feels like. But he's had many bouts with his mental health very publicly. Mm-hmm. I mean, this guy used to be getting 500,000 to 1 million views on every single video he would upload. And he would upload every day. I mean, he took over the internet for quite some time and then had, some would say, like bouts with public meltdowns. Mm-hmm. And so he was in and out of the internet after the first flare-up. There was a whole arc with him putting together like a meetup, and he was saying Drake was coming, and turns out he had never even spoken to Drake, and it was just a lot happening in every direction. And so he would just pop up, come back for a couple months, act like nothing ever happened, and high energy, and he's all in, he's laser focused, and he's grinding out content, and you know, people would start to fall in love with him again, and then he would do something or have another struggle, and then he'd be gone for a while. But he's been doing live streaming 24 hours a day, 365 days a week. Okay. He's been doing it for, I think, like a couple months.
Okay, yes.
And in the last, like, 2 weeks, I mean, it's wild how quickly the internet turns. I mean, for some of the things that I've seen, I mean, rightfully so. He's saying some really wild shit that is not, you don't have any business having those things come out of your mouth. And I don't want to get into the details of those because I don't know exactly, but sexual assault victims or
the human trafficking.
And he's in the airport and he's telling, I just joined the Mile High Club, not in the flight, but he comes back basically insinuating he had sex. So people are not happy. But I was actually really excited to see him kind of get back on his feet, and he's like the 8th most subscribed Twitch stream in North America, or even the whole world. That's what he's been talking about. But
like 30-something thousand subs.
I think, he's at like 18, 19, 20. Maybe it's 30. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is I actually don't think that there's a job worse than being a full-time content creator, having to go and eat what you kill, earn what you can, and then have to deal with just the highs and lows that I'm sure he's going through with a lot of the mental disorders that he deals with. It's obviously a very sensitive topic, so I don't mean to sound as if I'm ignorant or not up to speed, but I had to bring it up in some capacity or another because he put out a great statement where he was talking about the fact that his family and friends are concerned about him. He hasn't been going to the gym. He hasn't been eating. He hasn't been sleeping. And they want him to go to the doctor before he gets any more time on stream. But then he says this, and then the next day, this guy's posting like a motivational David Goggins video of him running on a treadmill where I was watching it yesterday. I got off stream. I'm like, actually, this guy's really well-spoken. I'm like, I mean, if I haven't seen the body of work that has happened with Fousey and I was watching this video, I'm like, he's pretty good at what he does. even at the end, bro, he's like, oh, I just said the F word. My mom doesn't want me to say that no more. I'm sorry, mom. And it was, I don't think he tried to be comedic, but it was fucking hilarious. For some reason, it tickled me.
Yeah.
But man, it's just crazy to see the ping pong back and forth with this guy over the last 10 years. And I don't think he's a bad guy at his very core. I don't think most people are. You know, we see the worst in people when they have missteps online, and it's easy to make judgment and assumption. I certainly have in the past, but I hope he can find his way and try to stay as healthy and as evenly keeled as possible as he continues to try to continue to make his comeback on the internet, make some money, and try to get back to the position he used to be in.
I saw when he tweeted about the Drake meetup and him, like, I think he posted his DM to Drake. He's like, I've been live for like 35 days straight.
Yeah.
I mean, that itself has got to be taxing.
Bro, he got into a car accident. Somebody like sideswiped him. He like talked himself out of a ticket with a police officer. Then this thing happens with this girl in the airport. And then this girl slapped him in public after she was like twerking on him. I'm like,
oh, yeah.
I don't think there's anything that I'd rather do less than be an IRL streamer.
Yeah.
Half my fucking YouTube channel, people have no idea how much I shot myself in the foot just because I'd be so embarrassed to vlog in public. I just could not walk around with this camera in my hand. I was like judging myself. There's something going on in my brain, but like I don't like secondhand. I mean, that's obviously firsthand. I just don't like to intrude in the public domain. You know what I mean?
Same way.
And I don't want to be like, oh, you know, self-serving, and I don't want. It's like I'm never going to see these people again. But for some reason, I don't want to bring that attention to myself. So being an IRL streamer 35 days straight, fuck that.
Yeah.
He's got to find some sort of middle ground, bro. He has to. But, you know, I get it because my brain works that way, just not as aggressively or as severe as his, where I like, if I find something that I'm enjoying and I'm good at and it's productive, then I'm just going to, I'm all in.
Yeah.
But he's got to take a step back and try to figure some things out.
Speaking of streamers and IRL streamers and making headlines, you see the Cenat like riots in New York?
They're charging him with a felony.
Yeah.
He's getting he's being charged with a felony.
Yeah, for like inciting violence, inciting a riot. Did you see the clips of it?
I did. I mean, people were jumping on cars, climbing up lights. You know, I saw a girl twerking on like a street light, and then people are just grabbing her ass, saying that Cenat caused her to get like sexually assaulted. Yeah. But that she kept dancing. I mean, obviously you can't do that. It's fucking, don't put your hands on a woman.
Yeah.
But I don't understand meetups like that. Because I don't know how the law works in that situation. I mean, this guy Kai, if he would have done a meetup like 2 years ago, I don't know how many people are going to show up. So maybe it's hard to realize how big of a impact he would actually have on just the world or the place he's doing this meetup. Maybe he didn't anticipate it to be that big. I have no idea. But to go from doing something that you think is pretty innocent to then basically turning New York City into a fucking war zone.
Yeah.
Do I think he should be charged with a felony? Should he be charged at all? I mean, if I'm sitting on the side of innocence, like, no. But again, I'm not a lawyer, nor am I a police officer. I guess something has to be done, but I kind of feel bad for the kid. I have never seen Cenat like do or say anything to bring hatred or take advantage of somebody. Like, in my book, he has no strikes.
Yeah.
So to do something like a meetup and then be charged with a felony, that's a pretty jarring situation to have to deal with.
Yeah, that suck.
Bro, felony's no fucking, like, felony is
I mean, like we've talked about before, my biggest fear is being in jail, so I'd be tweaking.
Oh, yeah.
I'd
like
be tweaking.
Involuntary manslaughter.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Little vehicle manslaughter.
Going to jail, it truly is terrifying.
Yeah, it'd be fun. But
you see that grimace again, dude. Happy birthday,
God,
Grimace.
I just do not feel prepared to speak on these matters.
Yeah, we're talking about some pretty heavy shit. I gotta be honest. And the Village Idiots certainly.
The psychology and morals and the inner workings of inciting a riot and.
Yeah, I mean, it's great like when we talk about this stuff offline because no matter how ill-advised some of our comments are or stupid they are, we don't know that. We're in our own little vacuum, but
and then you like think about it after like, oh yeah, maybe I'd think about it differently this way.
Yeah, it's talking online can be
ladies and gentlemen of the jury. That's how I feel, but hey, whatever.
I really got to pee, dude. That's the only problem with like going to the gym and drinking a lot of water, staying hydrated. It's my bladder is the size of this Grimace vape. I peed right before we got in here. It's been 30 minutes, and I feel like I haven't. I feel like I just woke up at like 5 a.m. after drinking all night. And you go in the bathroom. I sit down at night and pee for like 3 minutes. I'm like, dude, when is it gonna stop?
Have you ever? Oh my god.
Have I ever peed with a boner? I have.
Well, I mean, yeah,
it's hard.
No,
it doesn't make any sense.
That wasn't the question. You were just planking on the toilet.
I wonder what the comparable to a woman, like if I'm peeing with a boner, like what is a woman's like apples to apples?
I don't think there is one. Because they have different organs, you know?
I know. Thanks, Joe. Thank you for that.
I know you're married now. I was gonna say, have you ever timed your pee? I used to time my pees because I'd be like, oh yeah, this one's gonna be long. Like, I'd be like, yo, dude, I just peed for 3 minutes. Like, I just took 90 seconds of my life, or 180 seconds of my life peeing that I'll never get back.
Bro, it's like when you're kids in elementary school, the kids would go in and try to see how far away you could stand from the urinal and still make it.
Oh, I told you about the kid that walked through the piss stream of a kid. His back was to the wall, bro. Pissing into the urinal was impressive. Granted, we're like 12 at the time, so I'm like, where's he get this fucking water pressure? This kid's like 4 feet tall, like, and this kid just walks in, thinks he's sick. He's like looking behind him. I was like, oh shit, here we go. Just straight through the legs, just piss all over this kid. Starts crying like immediately. I was like,
oh my god.
I was like, yo,
that's like straight out of
that was fucking hilarious.
A movie. That's the traumatizing. That kid will never forget the time that he got pissed on.
Yeah, literally.
And then that kid that peed on him probably will think about it maybe like every once in a while and think, oh, that was a terrible thing that I did, but I have this power over him now. Like he walked into my pee.
Yeah.
What a piece of shit.
It's like when Gandalf walks into Theoden's Keep and Wormtongue is there.
I don't remember that.
You have no power here.
You have no power here. All right, listen, you're going to have to, we're either going to cut and bring us right back in, or you entertain the podcast by yourself while I go pee, because there's no way I can make it to the end of this episode.
I am in no way capable of commanding the mic.
Why don't you give it a try, dude? This will be Joe Callis's 2-minute tippy tap extravaganza emporium.
Mr. Megorium's Wonder Emporium.
Mr. Magoo, get it out of my ass. All right, we'll be right back.
All right, well, this is a good time to talk about NFL football and the Detroit Lions. Free JMO, number one. Number two, I don't know if anybody's seen Quarterback on Netflix, but it's basically like this show. They follow Patrick Mahomes, Kirk Cousins, and Marcus Mariota throughout like their year, and it's just like a big behind the scenes thing. And I gotta say, the biggest takeaway for me has been, I did not like Patrick Mahomes' brother nor wife. You know, Patrick Mahomes is like, gets a lot of shit for just like his family. Guy does absolutely nothing wrong. But I gotta say, I don't think there is anybody flying up my book faster than Patrick Mahomes' wife. I gotta say, because at the end of the day, she gets like a lot of heat for like her semantics and like what she's doing, and people claim, and she's like portrayed as being super obnoxious, but she's really just a supportive wife that's very proud of her husband, who happens to be the greatest football player of all time. So, can't hate that. But yeah, show's great. Yeah, you can't hate that. You can't knock it. Again, you got to tip the cap. But preseason football officially kicks off this week, aside from like the Hall of Fame game that happened last week. Hard Knocks premieres tonight. It's the Jets. Detroit Lions are getting a minimum of 11 wins. Little betting segment here. I think their over-under is 9.5 on the book. I highly recommend taking the over as well as winning the NFC North. And sleeper pick, good value, plus 300, Carolina Panthers to win the NFC South.
Happy birthday, Grimace.
Hang on.
Oh, by the way, I was pissing. I definitely didn't go for 3 minutes, but I peed a lot. There's a lot of piss.
Oh, thanks for telling us.
Fousey.
I thought it was Fousey.
No, it's Fousey too. You're a fucking commoner, dude. You don't know shit about YouTube. This is hot off the presses.
I have 600 billion views.
You're literally here because of YouTube views. Like everything that exists at 100 Thieves. Well, I'm sure it could have started without me, but came from YouTube views, dude.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Give me the grimace, dude. This is hot off the presses. Fousey, today I got a deal from kick streaming to live stream that will change my life forever. Listen, y'all, I will be smart with the money this time. I told y'all. Every single prayer I would talk to God and say, when you gave it to me the first time, I wasn't ready. If you give it to me again, I know what I'll do with it. My life has changed forever, and now I can change so many lives, not only mentally and spiritually, but financially. I am blessed beyond belief. I love you all. This is the beginning of something amazing. I promise. G7, it's a mindset, you know? And then it's an Arabic word that I actually, Alamandullah. Say it again. Alhamdulillah. Well, the only one I know is from my friends in high school when they would be running the halls. Yalla, yalla. Yeah. Habibi. But then it's just a video of him and this.
Hey, Kitty. What? Can you hear me? No, say it again. Can you hear me? What? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yo, that song that Kai made was actually pretty fire, too.
Yeah.
All right, so we're not going to the doctor. We just got a kick streaming deal, and we're driving around celebrating. So I don't know what's going on with Fousey, but apparently he's about to go over to kick. Get the bag.
Time will tell. Hopefully things.
Yo, kick. Dead ass though. I'm down to gamble. I heard that the people that sign kick contracts, you need to stream like gambling 60% of the time. On God, I'll do it 100% of the time. Kick, dude. Yo, I'm averaging 5K on Twitch streaming Valorant. I've streamed like 5 times this year.
Part-time. That's only part-time.
Dude. Imagine I go full-time. I will gamble 100% of the time. Bang my line, please. I would love to just gamble all day, dude. Have my life spiral out of control. I shouldn't make these jokes because I'm like 99% serious.
Oh, God. I wish I had any work ethic at all in the content
I
game.
wish you did, too.
I could just strap myself to a fucking kick deal. I don't even need any money. I just need funds to gamble with.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, my God.
Why don't you make one fucking TikTok and then we talk about a kick streaming deal? Oh my God!
I can't do it, dude. I can't do it.
Been working here for a year and a half.
I can't do it. I just can't take myself seriously, and that is like the weakest excuse of all time.
It is pretty weak, dude.
I'm willing to sacrifice the opportunity I've been given solely because I can't take myself seriously making TikToks.
Can we spend the rest of this episode just talking about Valorant some more?
Yeah.
I mean, what else?
It's your show.
Oh, we found out this LK99 shit is all cap.
Yeah.
We found out yesterday, actually. It's all a lie. We do not have magic anymore. Like we won't have levitating trains for a while.
Yeah, the art of room temperature thermodynamics doesn't really make sense on paper. So
it might one day, though. It could. It is sad to think, though, that we had this dream for like 2 weeks of just life, humanity-altering scientific discovery, and turns out that it's all a farce.
Do you think the aliens are going to go to war with us? Think we're going to have an alien war?
No, I think if
an alien where?
I think it would have happened already.
Yeah.
Like, why would they give us more time to prepare and get smarter and stronger? I think they would just take us out right now.
Do you think, I guess this is too speculative, but if there was an alien invasion similar to Independence Day, do you think we are equipped with the arms and the weaponry to...
Absolutely not.
Really?
No, man. Here's the problem. if they can traverse the universe to get here, do you think our weapons of mass destruction are comparable to theirs in any way, shape, or form?
But
no.
they're tailored to our atmosphere and our laws of physics.
Listen, this
They
is
come to our turf.
This
It's
is a
like-
Man of Steel, brother.
It's like you jump in the water with a shark. Like, can I take down a great white on land? Yeah.
I know,
I'm
but
dancing around them.
that's
But
actually it's a pretty good analogy. But
Saying.
you think that they would spend all this time to get here and wouldn't do a little research?
I mean, the British did the same thing.
Okay, that wow. Holy shit, Joe.
I'm just saying.
Would you take some fucking Vyvanse before I walk back in here?
No.
Brain's firing.
No, it is anything but firing.
Yeah, I think we would lose versus the aliens personally. But Jackson was telling me at my birthday the other day that there's like a novel that's actually, it's fiction. So this isn't, a theory, but there was like a world where aliens or different civilizations progressed and evolved to the point where they could travel through space and get to Earth, but they never figured out like nuclear fission and all of these things. And I don't remember what he said. I don't even know why I'm trying to tell this story. Long story short, like Earth's humans have power. I don't know. I'm up Shit's Creek without battle, brother. All right, Valorant, though, I can talk about that all day.
I challenge you to an academic decathlon. You and me, 1v1, mano-y-mano.
Fracture, dog shit. Bind, worst map in the game.
Lotus, worst map in the game. Fucking planting on C. The little head glitch I have from C long.
Lotus is kind of annoying. I will say a lot of pushback with this take that I've heard. I love Pearl. I think Pearl is one of the best maps in the game. At least probably the best map out of the core maps that did not come with the game.
I gotta say, I low-key miss Breeze.
I miss Breeze as well.
Yeah.
I don't miss Icebox. That entire map can die in a fire, and I would never care if it ever came back.
Yeah.
Which is actually very polarizing because people love Icebox, but I just think the whole A site is bullshit. You've got within A, you literally have 3 lanes that are all exactly stacked on top of each other, where there's like 5 different points of elevation. You could be on top of the fucking ledge all the way from CT spawn when you walk in. Jets go up there all the time. Chamber, you could teleport up there. I mean, you could jump on the rope and jump up there yourself. And then you got the one on the other side. Then you got the green box head glitch. Then you got fucking around with both ropes. You got... It's just a mess. I'm like, dude, I am not cracked enough to clear all these corners when I get on site. Meanwhile, I'm getting hit with every utility that every player has ever had in Valorant history all at the same time. I can't stand Icebox. Everybody's like, oh, it's an aim duel map. There ain't no fucking aim duels on that. I clearly don't know how to play the game. So I've come to terms with that. I cannot figure out Icebox. I am so bad at Icebox.
Brought back flashes of Durka with a shorty.
Oh, brother. Oh, brother in Christ.
Didn't stop Durka.
That dude's disgusting.
Yeah.
Ranked Valorant though, man, I'm tapped in. I'm locked in. I would really love to learn how to play Sentinel. Like I think I'd actually be really good at playing Cypher, but it just seems like I'm so far behind the curve that I won't ever be able to catch up to how good people are with his tech, with his util. But neither here or there. Actually, we don't need to talk about Valorant. You know what I've watched or what I'm watching right now with Haley? That I'm still trying to get addicted to it. Because I feel like I've tried in the past. I know I've got you on a cliffhanger here. I have tried to fall in love with it in the past. I can't remember it that well, but I'm watching Lost on Hulu.
Really?
People swear that this is like one of the greatest shows that they have ever watched in their entire life. And I don't know if it's because it reminds them of a time in their life when they watched it, when it was on TV every single week. But I'm like 5 episodes in and I'm like, dude, this is... I mean, I definitely want to watch the next episode because I want to know what's going on and what's happening. But just so far, it just seems kind of slow.
It's like Suits, too.
Suits is really good, I think, though.
It's like popping off, but, anything made for, like, network television just doesn't compare to like the HBO shows today, in my opinion. Like they're still good, but like how they're structured. You know.
I know, but there's got to be something that's got people talking about this for the last 15 years, bro. People lost. So maybe it's like kicks up in season 2. I don't know how many episodes are in each season, but I'm hoping it gets better.
I've never watched it. That or like Prison Break.
Oh, Prison Break is elite.
Breaking Bad's elite.
Last, I think it's 3 seasons. Last season kind of sucked. First season of Prison Break, it might be some of the best TV ever made.
Really? There's a lot of shows from that time that I haven't watched.
You would love Prison Break. But again, kind of unravels a little bit.
Yeah. Trying to think what else I'm watching. We talked about that quarterback show while you were gone. Patrick Mahomes, Kirk Cousins, and Marcus Mariota.
What are they doing on the show?
Just the behind the scenes for them. Like the entire
it's kind of like Hard Knocks, but just for the quarterbacks?
Yeah. For the whole season. So it's like BTS footage of Patrick Mahomes like during the Super Bowl. It's pretty crazy.
What is okay.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But
did they show any of the stuff that happened with his brother?
No. Yeah, they every time he'd like enter the frame.
Can't kiss girls that don't want to kiss you back. That's a no-no.
You'd think he'd know that, but
something's weird in that. Something's fishy. I don't know what's going on.
It's mind-boggling. In other news, Mr.Beast is suing. Hang on.
They're actually countersuing him for $100 million.
Let me pull the name of the company.
Bro, they were making these burgers in Buca de Beppo.
Virtual Dining Concepts. And they are now countersuing, claiming 9 figures in damages due to his claims. All I'll say is this. I ordered a Mr.Beast burger like 3 years ago, and it was maybe the worst burger I've ever had in my entire life. So, you know, before they make these claims, like, maybe get your quality control in check. Shit was hot ass, bro. Like that ass. It was inedible.
Yeah, man. They tried to take these ghost kitchens at like a mass scale across the country, but you know, if you're making these burgers at like a million different restaurants that have whose kitchens do not operate and function the same, that's why fast food is so beloved by the U.S. because I can have a Domino's pan pizza in Los Angeles and then go to fucking Providence, Rhode Island, and that Domino's pan pizza is going to taste exactly the same.
Fellow from Providence?
Huh? Shut up.
Departed quote.
It's the same thing across the board with McDonald's, Subway, Burger King, Wendy's. Dude, for the most part, unless you order at the wrong time in the day when they're close to closing or the workers don't give a fuck, you get like 85, 90% of the way there, though, with the taste and everything. But if you're doing these ghost kitchens and they're making a fucking burger at Buca de Beppo, which is like a chain Italian restaurant, and then you go to Texas and they're making them in another restaurant, it's going to be a problem. I don't know enough about the situation. Like, I think the Beast Burger actually was a great idea. Took over the internet. I know the burgers probably weren't that great for some people. Others probably enjoyed it. I don't know. I don't know who's going to win that one.
Let's see what else I got here.
I feel like I've talked about it. I'm going to be chalked on stream today because
like,
I have nothing left to talk about.
Be like motherfucking Blue's Clues out here with my notebook. I mean, Modern Warfare 3 got announced.
Yo, listen. We should have talked about that sooner. Sledgehammer is dropping the hammer on Infinity Ward Treyarch. Okay? What I mean by that, actually, I'm going to keep Treyarch out of this. Really, Infinity Ward. Infinity Ward came in again with Warzone 2 and Modern Warfare 2, and they wanted to make a game that was going to stand alone by itself, and they changed a lot of core mechanics of the game that nobody asked to change. They made the game easier for casuals. They tried to encourage camping. They put bubble wrap on all the players. And that's what these studios do. Call of Duty is the same every single year, but then they tune some things or change some things so that their game can stand alone against all the others from the other studios. Be like, this is our Call of Duty, which I get why they do that. Like, if I was a studio head, like, I don't want to do the same exact thing. Well, maybe you shouldn't have got into the business of making Call of Duty. Like, Infinity Ward is not the same company that it was when it started. So you come in the second half and all of a sudden you're trying to cement your own legacy, like, hey, give us the fucking red dots back, dude. Nobody asked you to change that. Like, a core mechanic of Call of Duty that has existed since the dawn of fucking time. Somebody shoots without a silencer, you fucking see it on your mini-map. Red dot. I would say the mini-map was actually more important than like 90% of the other core mechanics of Call of Duty. They remove it some time ago. I think it was like Modern Warfare 2019. They get rid of fucking dead silence as a perk. All of a sudden, I got 30 attachments. I'm building a goddamn Death Star with my Legos, trying to figure out what needs to be on my gun. I'm watching YouTube fucking tutorials. Brother.
You gotta level up other guns to unlock fucking attachments for the gun you want to use.
Oh, you want the extended mag for your MP7? Well, go get 100 headshots with that LMG, you piece of shit. Like, what? Brother, they must have just sat in a conference room and just started throwing darts at pieces of paper on them. And that's how they made decisions.
They're really jerking themselves off on this one.
Sledgehammer in this Modern Warfare 3 teaser, I don't have the post right in front of me. We should find it. But
the
red dots back on the mini-map. Ninja, a.k.a. Dead Silence, will now be a perk. What else was there?
Reload cancel returns, slide cancel returns. Perks will be gear.
They're basically taking all the things that people loved from like the original Warzone and the core sweaty mechanics from core Call of Duty, and they're bringing it back. Like, this is the best thing that they could ever do.
Yeah.
This is literally, I am shocked that a Call of Duty studio like Sledgehammer, who, you know, took a lot of flack. They've had a lot of changes in leadership as well, but AW, I think, was better than what we remember.
Mm-hmm.
They're giving the community everything, at least the hardcore, like, competitive players, giving us everything that we've been asking for.
The move to casual Call of Duty was just so infuriating. It's like, if I want to like play a casual game, like I'll go play fucking Farmville, or I'll go like rip dungeons and, well,
that's not the problem, man. The problem is that throughout the lifespan of a game, like Call of Duty is the perfect example. Maybe the only example. The game was made for casual players. But when you make a game that people love, they are going to do everything they can. I mean, it's like pinnacle of human innovation in the Call of Duty community. They will make a game that they love competitive by any means necessary. Mm-hmm. So even before we had pregame lobbies and all these settings that we can change for search and destroy and hardpoint and capture the flag, we just played what we had and we made it work. Mm-hmm. So then David Vonderhaar and Traer come in, and all of a sudden they start adding a couple layers to the software on the back end so that we can have pregame lobbies, so we can change the timer on the bomb, so we can have competitive, a basketball court for us to go play on. Mm-hmm. And the game just get more and more competitive, and Call of Duty and Infinity Ward made the decision that we were the ones, our passion, our unbreakable will to compete on this game that we love was actually making the game worse. When clearly that is absolutely not the case. I mean, Warzone 1 and the movement and the clips that I would see, it's hard because there's blurred lines when you talk about Warzone and core Call of Duty multiplayer, but it created a skill gap. If you're a casual player, I would see people complain about it all the time, like the slide canceling and instant reloads and the movement. This shouldn't be possible. But guess what? It made people want to play it every single day because they can see incremental improvement every single time they log on. And that's a good thing. That fosters longevity with your game. That fosters a community that actually cares about your game.
Yeah.
And Infinity Ward looked at the Call of Duty community who cares more about this game than anybody and said, fuck you. They did.
Yeah.
Which... Brother, I've talked about this a million times on this podcast, but I'll say it one last time. I understand if you're in each other's shoes why they did the things that they don't want to be held hostage by a small portion of the community. Mm-hmm. But guess what? Like, the top 1% are usually the people you need to talk about that are playing your game to make informed decisions about how to make the game better.
And it trickles down from them.
So they leaned in one way when they should have went the other. And Sledgehammer basically just said, fuck you, Infinity Ward. We're going to give it all back. Mm-hmm. And we're going to do it right. And hopefully it is right.
Yeah. What was I going to say? This is a bit of an aside, but going back to the red dots, I wanted to ask for those listening because I thought it was interesting the first time I heard it from you. When you were playing multiplayer back in the day, how much of your time do you think was spent looking at the minimap?
70% of the time, if not higher.
70% looking at the minimap.
Yeah, bro. The minimap is everything. That's how you know where people are going to be spawning. That's how, like, your teammates move up to a certain part of the map. Like, oh, somebody just died on the kill feed. I know where that guy's going to spawn immediately. I mean, it informs every decision you make. And that's why I die so much looking at my minimap when I'm playing Val. Because I want to see what my teammates are doing because they have no comms. Minimap's really, it's crucial. And that's why this has been such a weird year of competitive Call of Duty because they just up and decided to get rid of red dots.
Yeah.
I was fucking pissed, to be honest with you, because our team coming off the heels of Vanguard were the best team in the game. Then all of a sudden, there's no dead silence again. There's no red dots. It basically just changed the entire game. And now they got it back, and all our players are gone. See ya. Goodbye. But our team this year is going to be fun to watch. So, all right. Well, I feel like we've been going. It's 9:30. Let's call it. It's a good episode. It was fun.
I think so. Had a good time.
For some reason, my brain, I think it's actually the vape. I don't know why I decided to rip this when I walked in here, but just to be clear, not that I care if you care, but I'm not on the vape. I just, when he has it, I smoke it a little bit, which is like once a week.
Once that's out, then we're off.
Yeah.
Again. I'm not buying another one.
Before this vape, we didn't have vapes besides the wedding for months. So,
yeah.
Don't judge me.
I do not like to be judged.
All right, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Appreciate the staff as always coming in early. Film these on Tuesdays. And YouTube, we'll see you later. Goodbye.